Hello, everyone. Welcome to the MCSR Ranked Playoffs. I am Curryway. I'm here joined with Parker, and we have four phenomenal games coming your way today. Parker, how are you doing? Are you excited that Ranked Playoffs is back?
I'm excited, man. I high rolled on my walk today. Got a little puppy coming up to me, and then I got to
What?
watch ranked playoffs, bro. We got some exciting matches.
We have some incredibly exciting matches. I mean, look at the one above our heads right now. Upcoming match, Lowkey versus Beefsalad. Lowkey, the most decorated player in the history of ranked playoffs, going to go up against Beefsalad, who is in phenomenal form right now. I mean, these are two players who are absolutely at the top of their game. Beefsalad has won the most recent any percent tournament, to my knowledge, in the Simply Speedrun tournament. So Beefsalad has been
Mm.
playing phenomenally, and Lowkey as well. Obviously, I mean, what is there to say? Lowkey is just an absolute demon. Very excited for this matchup, Parker, and this is only one of four amazing ones today.
Yes, just exciting players. Low key, just like I don't know, arguably the best ranked player of all time. But Beef Salad, no slouch. He's gotten third before. He's played in, I think this is his. Actually, I'm gonna get the number wrong. He's played in several playoffs.
Yeah,
I'm beyond excited. This it's
Beefsalad,
like it's
Beefsalad's
like
played in a
Christmas.
bunch. Lowkey's played in basically everyone. Let's take a look at the bracket really quickly if we can. We have four matches today. We have Lowkey versus Beefsalad, the first match of the day. And then second up, we have Rannick versus Hacks. Third will be Dugal versus Kennen. And fourth will be EDCR and Vstrid. Of those four matchups, Parker, what's going through your head? Which of those is the one that you're most excited about today?
Personally, I'm really excited to see EDCR play. I've very rarely seen him play. I've seen his like YouTube post once or twice, but he's just been this rising star in the community. I think he started playing only a few months ago, and he's the number one seed. That's probably like the most exciting one. Of course, we got Lowkey, we got Dugal. I'm so excited that Hax is in this tournament. There's just so many players. There's so many players.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, we have Radek. I believe Radek hasn't played in a tournament since season 2, I believe. So it's really cool to
Yeah.
see them back, which is awesome. And of course, EDCR. My favorite stat about EDCR, they play a bunch of ranked. They're the number one seed in this tournament. Parker, I don't know if you know this. EDCR's any percent RSGPB, he doesn't have one. He does not have an RSGPB.
What?
It is just ranked. It is just ranked.
Yo,
It
wait,
isn't.
that's
It's
that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's really, really
Wow.
cool. It's very, very cool. So yeah, I mean, this first match though, Lowkey Beef Salad. I mean, we already kind of talked about it. We can head over to the to us, I guess. Oh my god, look at it. It's
Mm.
us. We could see this matchup is gonna be awesome. I think we're probably about ready to see some player stats. I would love to see what we got going on over there with the player spotlight. Here we go. Beef Salad versus Lowkey. Look at these stats. Parker, what's the first thing that jumps out to you here?
Just the big difference in RSGPB because we were talking about that earlier. I mean, that's just a story worthy bringing up. I think Loki just like sat down for a month or two, and or like a month or a couple of weeks, and just got RSG world record. I don't know if Beef Salad's playing that. Um, Also fastest rank time. It's cool to see Beef Salad has a faster one than Lowkey. So it's like, they've both got top speed to match each other.
Yeah, I mean, these players, I mean, we could see very different play styles. We could see also 9-4 Lowkey makes sense. Lowkey is the person who picked Beef Salad. Lowkey, I believe, had the pick of Beef Salad or Hacks, and Lowkey clearly with the win-loss versus opponent feels pretty good in this matchup. The thing that sticks out to me, and we'll see a lot of this in season 8, the average rank time. These players average sub 10, Parker. I mean, sub 10 used to be
Yeah.
this crazy barrier. Now everyone just has a sub 10 ranked average time. And I think the thing that is going to be really interesting to me is Lowkey is one of the players recently who hasn't played as much ranked this season, but when they play, they're as dominant as ever. But going against someone like Beef Salad, where 2,000 matches nearly, like that could be something where if you're Beef Salad, you have the experience more recently this season.
Yeah, that's a fantastic point. I personally relate to that story of not playing a ton in the past couple of seasons and just getting back into it. But this is we're talking about the highest quality of players, and we're talking about sub 10 averages. Not only is Loki sub 10, he's sub 930. Curry.
Sub 930. That is absurd. That is just absolutely absurd stat line from those two competitors. And we could see here we have the seed win percentage, the average time on the seeds, and Loki averages sub 9 on Ruin Portal, Parker. I think that's pretty good.
That's maybe a little good. Maybe some hinting that we're gonna get some sub nines in today's matches.
Yeah, I absolutely very possible. The other thing, Loki, 81% win rate on Desert Temple. That is insane. Winning over 4 out of 5 matches on Desert Temple with how much RNG happens in rank seeds and Minecraft speedrunning in general. Like that is incredibly impressive. We can see Beefsalad, no seed really stands out, very consistent across all seed types. And we can see all the averages as well, pretty similar except for Ruin Portal, which is to be expected that Ruin Portal is significantly faster. But definitely going to be a situation where Lowkey is definitely favored in this matchup. But Beefsalad, I mean, has played so much rank this season, has won a tournament recently, absolutely could still make this a very competitive matchup and take it home.
100%. I think it's worth saying every single time we do one of these, but regardless of all the stats, it's what happens on the day. You could have the best stats. We saw an insane upset last season. I believe Infium was the number 1 seed, got out first round. Anything can happen. It really comes down to these matches, and that's why we watch playoffs.
That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. Let's see the seed picks from these players. Let's see what they have going on over there. Beefsalad banned Buried Treasure. Lowkey banned Desert Temple, which is very interesting given the win rate that we just saw. And Lowkey's actually picking Shipwreck, which was his lowest win rate. I mean, Lowkey's lowest win rate is still 2 out of 3 wins, which is absurd. But definitely interesting. Not what I was expecting here. Parker, what are your thoughts on this?
Not what I was expecting either. I mean, maybe Lowkey's just like, you know what? I'm gonna win no matter what. Give me my lowest stats potentially, but like you're saying, I mean, it's still like above 50%. So
Yeah, I think
it's hard to
sometimes
say what they're thinking.
I think sometimes when you're a player like Lowkey or, really anyone in this tournament, sometimes it's just like, I woke up this morning. I'm not really feeling Desert Temple. I kind of want to play a Shipwreck. Like maybe that's what's going on here for Lowkey. I mean, we'll
Yeah.
see. Definitely an interesting ban situation. I always like seeing Desert Temple. It's just nice having a bunch of blocks. Shipwreck, more notably, a seed type where resources are very scarce. Maybe that's something where Lowkey feels a bit more confident in compared to Beefsalad. Wants to make sure that we're playing a little bit more bare bones in this matchup. So definitely interesting. And I'm just super excited to get into our first matchup of the day, Parker. It's going to be so exciting.
It will be. It will be. I'm hoping for some cinema. I'm hoping for some close matches. I want to see some insane zeros. I was watching some Twitch last night. People are hitting some nice zeros. Just
People
saying.
are pretty good at Minecraft. In this tournament, I was thinking to myself, Parker, and I'm sure you'd agree, there is nothing on earth like watching the best people in the world at what they do. And that's what we're going to do for the next
Yes.
2 weekends. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. And I can't wait to get into it here with Lowkey and Beefsalad on the first seed type. Here we go, Parker. Get hype in the chat. The first match is coming up soon. Waiting for players to load in, and it's time to go. Shipwreck for seed 1. We have the BT and the DT ban. And here we go. 5 seconds until we get into it. Let's see what these runners do. How close is the Shipwreck? And that's a Ruin Portal,
Oh.
Burger. And that's a
Okay.
Ruin Portal.
So
So that's a Ruin
maybe
Portal.
we had the stuff a little bit wrong. Maybe Lowkey doesn't actually want to play the Shipwreck, which was his lowest stats. I think we're just on a. Okay, never mind. I'm not sure what's happening, but the
It's
match
a
is a draw.
beautiful
Looks like we just got
start.
a wrong seed.
It's a beautiful start. I actually really like this decision from production. Really big brain. We do the fake seed type so more people have time to tune in. Maybe someone was a little late getting here. And now the viewership numbers are going to be even higher for the first match. So I really like the decision here for the fake out seed 1. And we should be starting very soon with the actual seed 1. So pretty
Yes.
good
Hmm.
decision there.
Hmm.
Listen, sometimes it
Yeah.
happens. We're getting back into the rhythm of things. Some people might be muted a little bit. Some people, we're getting back into form here, but it's going to be a beautiful matchup. Shout out to all the refs. Shout out to Oliver. Shout out to Redline. Shout out to all the people that make this production happen. Listen, it's not easy. It's not easy, but we're trying our best here. And we'll be going back into it very, very shortly here. And here we go. Oh, I was going to ask you a filler question,
Another
and we
10
don't even need
seconds.
to do it. Beautiful. All right.
Yeah,
See.
we just had to give the script writers a little bit more time to finalize what's going to
Yeah, they were like
happen.
working
We
on
have
the
a lot
end
of matches.
still.
Yeah.
Here we go. All right, Shipwreck pretty far. Gonna
Yeah,
be
where were
a little bit
the
annoying.
trees?
I think we're gonna have to go jungle
Maybe a
here
little far.
potentially.
Yeah, yeah,
Upright
yeah.
Shipwreck at least should be pretty easy. Bubbles wise, health wise, all that stuff. Food situation. Ooh,
5
I really
gunpowder.
like. Yeah, I like the gunpowder. Absolutely. Lowkey loses a second or two to not grabbing it immediately, but that's going to be big here to craft a TNT with these runners. 11 iron, 37 rotten flesh, 4 carrots, potential for golden carrots later. Not a lot of food. Well, it is a lot of food, 37 rotten flesh, but not the best food. I think this is a situation where how these runners manage the golden carrots later into the run is going to matter a lot here.
Oh, 100%. You get to use your rotten flesh kind of like tide you over until you can get those golden carrots. I think both runners are going to be able to handle that fine. Interesting, Lowkey started mining the sand before Beefsalad, so made up a little bit of time here on the micro.
Yeah, absolutely. And also seeing the TNT go off here, 14 wood, a bunch of blocks. Really nice to just have a bunch of resources. I mean, we were talking about it. Shipwreck can be something where it's a little bit more bare bones on blocks because you normally don't get a TNT. Sometimes you don't have enough to craft shears, but runners are just going to get a TNT in the Shipwreck. Pretty uncommon. And we see Lowkey heading to the ravine the same time as Beefsalad. Both runners breaking their boat the exact same time.
This is what we like to see. We come here for close matches, and they're just. I don't know if there's like a second of stream delay. They're virtually in the same spot. I
Yeah,
just
they
you don't even know who's ahead. You don't even know who's ahead.
No, we're not. We have no idea. We see the Nether enter. Very close bastion for both runners. Beefsalad sees the bridge now on the bridge. Lowkey took a little bit better terrain here. He's gonna get to the chalice a little bit quicker. And I don't see a fortress on either screen yet, but this is a very standard bridge for both runners.
Yeah, it's really a game of the micros. I mean, like, what can you make up time on? They've both made the same decisions. I think Loki's just ahead by a second or two now.
Hmm.
I
This is
couldn't
also
see
great for
if there
golden
were
carrots.
two triples. Oh, yes. Golden carrots.
And we also see a gold pickaxe for Lowkey and not for Beefsalad. So there is a left side single. So runners should be going to the right side here. Lowkey doing two different routes. Beefsalad actually just going for Donkey Kong. Meanwhile, Lowkey is doing, I don't even know what this route is called anymore. There's just so many
I
variations of bridge that have silly names. But this is a very big difference between the two
Oh, it's
runners. I
double
mean,
single.
yeah, double single. I mean, maybe Beefsalad saw somehow that the right side was single and Lowkey didn't. That's the only thing I can think of. But this is going to end up being a situation where it could have had, I think, a lot more variance. But because of it being double single and this not being a triple, I don't think it will make too much of a difference between the time of these two runners.
Yeah. I like to see. Oh, but Loki's got like
Oh,
so many
Lowkey
more
just found
pigs. I
5
think
more pigs. Where did these guys
Loki's
come
route is
from?
just better. Like
Yeah.
I've seen this route pop up a little bit over the past couple of months, and I think it is just better. I'm not sure if Beef Salad maybe doesn't know it or just decided not to do it. You know, Donkey Kong is a very solid route, but I think what Loki did is just slightly better.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I know how to do the route that Lowkey just did, and the person I watched it from was Beefsalad. So that's why I'm very
Oh,
confused that that didn't happen. So I think it was maybe just a situation where like Lowkey was banking on the fact that maybe it's triple and maybe it's not, where maybe Beefsalad took different terrain and saw that it was single. But again, I mean, it ended up working out for Lowkey anyway, and he just got 5 extra piglins somehow. So that was great. And we're seeing both runners still potentially trying to figure out a way. How are we going to get more obsidian? 4 in this chest for Beefsalad. I think we're going to be seeing Lowkey leaving here pretty soon. Bunch of string, 4 golden carrots ready to go. And it looks like Lowkey is ready to leave.
yeah, slightly above Beef Salad, just crawling back time, or not crawling back time, gaining time slowly
Yeah.
over the whole
And there's the
seed.
fort. There's the fort for Lowkey. Great pearl onto the terrain. Maybe saw the spawner because it's purling away from the fortress. Yeah, did see
Oh,
the spawner.
beautiful.
And there's the spawner for Lowkey. Beefsalad entering the fort, different location. Looks a little bit worse because it's buried. And Lowkey having enough explosives to go for a double blaze bed, clearing the spawner out immediately.
I like seeing Beef Salad with the iron sword. We've seen a lot more runners use swords in their gameplay. I've even been seeing people craft stone swords.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
was going to
so
say
that you
stone
can
swords could be
alternate
something we
with
see
it.
a lot more this season compared to last season now that you bring that up. I mean, it's just great. 1 crit with axe, 1 crit with sword saves a little bit of micro time, but that can be the difference on some of these seeds. And something that we're seeing the difference of as well, Lowkey still having that gold pickaxe. Beefsalad doesn't have it yet, has the 2 gold blocks to craft it. We'll see. I mean, Beefsalad's struggling to find the spawner, though, Parker. Finally finds it now.
Yeah, and it's the same spawners, so he's not gonna get an advantage by having better terrain to second portal courts. He's just raw behind. You know, Beefsalad lost a lot of time there. He does get to do the double blaze bed, which is nice, especially since you have that big
Yeah.
crimson tree in the way. But it's looking really bad for Beefsalad. We're gonna have to hope for Lowkey to mess up on something. You know, maybe have a bad
I
nav.
mean, Beefsalad does already have 3 rods from Stray, so it's not as bad as maybe it looks. But I mean, Lowkey already with 5 crafted the portal, blinded already. We'll see how far the stronghold is. It looks like it's a 3-digit number, Parker. So it's not going to be too far. The terrain looks very open from the spawner most directions. So we'll see if it ends up being kind to Lowkey there. Terrain nav might not be a big deciding factor if it's just very open here.
Yeah, and I think it is a direction where it's very open. You know, Beefsalad now building his second or his first portal, but Lowkey's gonna be in the stronghold pretty soon. He's got gold picks running down this
Yeah.
hallway. Oh, maybe it wasn't the train I thought it was, but oh, look at this cave! Secret tunnel!
Yeah, this is really nice for Lowkey. I mean, it has to be close to cores. We can't exactly read the Ninja Rain bot, but it's close. It looks like 20-something blocks away. We have gold pickaxes. We can craft more. I like the offhand to immediately switch between them and should be pretty close here. Beefsalad, I think, also only has 5 rods. Yes, so still needs 1 more. While Lowkey should be building the portal very soon, but getting slowed by this lava, Parker. I mean, this was not super clean from Lowkey. There is a little bit of room potentially to make up time, but Beefsalad still just needs 1 more rod.
No,
Oh,
you're
no, has it?
100%
It's
right.
covered by his Ninja
Oh,
Rain bot, and he's out.
and Beefsalad not even needing to use the gold picks. I think he's making up time here. Lowkey had a little bit of trouble managing his picks. Beefsalad, please don't die. I think he makes up time, but is it enough is the question. What's this nav
Yeah,
like?
I don't know.
Looks like we're getting some spikes here. Lowkey double checking, seems to like that.
Yeah, I mean, has the hidden room goes down it. We see light down here. Here's it
Going
potentially.
into a cave? If this isn't it, it might get a little
No, we're very wormholed
hairy.
right now. We're very wormholed, and it looks like Beefsalad might be
Yeah.
building the portal soon.
I
Oh my
think
goodness.
Beefsalad has a chance.
Absolutely.
but
I mean, the
Lowkey
portal's
hears
going
it.
down.
Lowkey hears
Lowkey
it.
does
And this
hear
is so
it.
bad for Beefsalad.
Just like that. I mean, it has
It's
to
gonna come
go
down
for
to
the 0 here.
though.
It's buried. 57. Not the easiest 0. And we see, again, now Beefsalad with the gold pick and Lowkey without. This could be something that makes the 0 a little bit harder for Lowkey. Potentially might not be able to push a certain height. And Lowkey's not going to go
Oh
for it,
my.
Parker.
No, but he
Beefsalad
is. It's
now.
just a
Oh my
delayed
God.
pearl.
He's
Just
so
gonna be
late on
slightly
the
lower,
pearl.
but this could matter. You know, he's not gonna be able to push as high as Y level as Beefsalad, who maybe still has some better
Dragon could
food.
fly.
And it flies. And it
No, it
oh
stays.
no,
It stays. It
no,
stays.
no, it doesn't.
It
No, it
stays.
doesn't. My bad.
Oh my goodness. It's a tough 0. Universal side setup, a little bit awkward. As Beefsalad finds the portal room, the explosives have to start doing a little bit more damage for Lowkey, and he's getting low on health.
Oh, this is so bad, Curry. This
This
anchor, I don't think this anchor is
has
gonna
to
do
kill.
it.
It doesn't.
It doesn't kill, and he has no arrows.
He has no arrows.
He has no arrows. Don't die. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Now
He can craft
Beefsalad.
1 anchor and 2 beds. Beefsalad can go for the 0 here.
my
Low on health when this pearl lands. Gonna be a situation where
Is
he
he
has to
gonna push
chug
94?
rotten flesh and is pushing to 95, which is a rotation higher than Lowkey just went to. Gets there in
And
time.
gets there with time. Oh my.
The gold pickaxe mattering huge here. Huge second bet as well for Beefsalad. Lowkey waiting for the dragon to perch. Beefsalad is going to get very low.
Oh my God.
Has to
No,
leave
he
because
bails.
the run
He
push is
bails,
not
Curry.
regenning enough.
Yeah.
And now
Oh
all
my
of a sudden,
gosh.
we're in a perch race, but it's a situation where there's the dragon perch for Lowkey, has 3 explosives, should be fine on this health. Just a very awkward situation. But
Oh my
after all that, Lowkey should still be taking the first seed in this matchup. Parker, what a first game in season 8 of ranked
Wow.
playoffs.
That was cinema. That was cinema. I wonder, do you think Beefsalad bailed because he knew Lowkey failed his 0 as well? Or do you think he just wanted to save more explosives? Because I feel like Beefsalad maybe could have hit that 0.
No,
But I
so
just don't know.
Beefsalad was on half a heart and
Oh, he doesn't
was
have-
worried about the next bed killing. But in the time that he dipped, he regen another half a heart, so maybe could have done it, but was really awkward on the health. And I totally understand the decision from Beefsalad to back out there. Just really awkward timing on the final regen from Rotten Flesh for them. And we see here, Beefsalad and Lowkey pretty much identical into the Fortress entering split, but the main difference there was Lowkey just seeing the spawner and entering from such a better spot in the fort, made up so much time, and then was able to make up 10 seconds on each split. I mean, we were talking about Lowkey kind of fumbling around a little bit, maybe finding the stronghold in the terrain, but still made up 9 seconds on Beefsalad, even though they took completely different terrain. So a
Yeah.
very interesting first matchup between these two runners.
Yeah, that's a fantastic point. You know, I thought he did lose time, but no, he gained time on the way to the second portal.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. And then 10 seconds finding the portal room as well. Like, I mean, we saw again, like it looked like, what is Loki doing? Like losing time here. We're wormholing and still made up 10 seconds on Beefsalad in that split. Like it's actually crazy. And I think it's something I really like to point this out. Something that top runners do so much better than you or me or anyone who speedruns is they just don't hesitate. They just don't hesitate. So sometimes it looks like Loki is just like running around or whatever, but he's at least doing something. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
sometimes runners will just be like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Loki always is doing something. And that's, I think, I mean, he's so mechanically gifted, but to me, his biggest skill is that he just doesn't hesitate ever. It's just so impressive.
I think it's a great point you make. You know, you can have the best mechanics in the world, but if you aren't cutting down that time in between the good mechanics of just raw decision making, like, you know, speedrunning and doing things fast is just a game of constantly thinking ahead, you know, while you're doing something, thinking about the next thing that you need to do. I really like that point.
Yeah. Absolutely, and we're seeing here, I mean, Loki only about 300 games in rank this season, still in very top form, but Beefsalad really gave a run for his money there, and I really think, I mean, you save. Is there maybe an argument you could we have managed food better? Maybe Beefsalad ate a golden carrot at the spawner where we shouldn't have. Like I don't know, but
Mhm.
that's just a situation where maybe if you're Beefsalad, you're kicking yourself a little bit, like, oh, I had it, I had the zero there. But again, we don't know. Like it might have been a situation where the perch was still fast enough for Loki. Anyway, ruined portal pick for Beefsalad. Here we go. This is going to be some speed from these two runners.
Yes, if we're hoping for a ranked world record, this is the seed to get. You know, maybe we'll get a ruin portal completable with golden carrots and an iron pick. You know, that's what everybody hopes for.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out all the people subscribing right now. Shout out Feinberg running ads when there's downtime. Guys, support MCSR Rank. If you got a Twitch Prime, subscribe to the Feinberg stream. This guy is dropping money. This guy has dropped tens of thousands of dollars on this tournament. Give this guy some love. Shout out the mods, keeping the stream chat awesome as well. We're going to be hopping into this second game here very shortly on this Rune Portal pick from Beefsalad. And this is a situation, Parker, I don't think anyone on the planet wants to go down 0-2 to Loki here. Beefsalad, this is almost a must
No,
win for
sir.
Beefsalad.
I completely agree. You know, against some of these demons, you can't give them any space, and Loki already has a space of an entire match.
Yeah, absolutely. Ruined Portal here. Is it looting? I don't know because I don't know either of these languages, but both runners grab it. It's probably not. Probably just something to make it easier to kill animals. Looks like, according to the chat, Fire Aspect 2. Huge
Fire's
sword.
like the second best enchant, you know, other than
Yeah, it's
looting.
helpful.
Maybe even arguably better, at least for the overworld. Obviously, like blaze splits are nice, but you're gonna be able to get cooked food here. I guess you have flint and steel. Never mind. I don't know what I'm yapping about.
I mean, listen, it's nice. You don't have to like think about using the flint and steel. You could just turn your brain off a little bit. Just smack some
Hmm.
cows with the sword. We're seeing, I like the gold block play from Beefsalad, grabbing it early. We see a difference in the way that these runners are grabbing their resources. It also looks like because of the 4 cobblestone in Loki's inventory that we're not going to be making gold tools on the side of Loki. While Beefsalad does have gold tools, that could be something that's a little bit interesting. We're going to see there comes the stone axe and stone shovelcraft for Loki. Parker, what do you think you would do in this situation? Obviously, in rank, sometimes every gold matters. Do you think
Hmm.
maybe you would play differently in a playoff situation? Like, I think it's definitely an interesting play that one is making stone and one is doing gold.
I totally agree. I think I would go gold just for the fact that we don't have many blocks and you can get a couple extra blocks, you know? Be
Mhm.
salad entering faster than Loki and having more blocks. I don't know about the food situation. I like that Loki grabbed food early. That's a very good play. And maybe he wasn't thinking about the gold block early enough to do it. Maybe he wanted to, but just went for the stone. I could see that. But I think gold is what I would do.
Yeah, and it looks like, unless I'm mistaken in my inventory, I don't even think Loki grabbed the gold block. So very interesting to
Oh.
see that decision-making process. But Parker, this is a triple stables, I believe. So that's gonna be pretty nice for these runners. Don't have to think too much about, do we have a gap, whatever. We could just rip all of this. with these runners, and we're going to see a bunch of piglins, a bunch of gold, and a bunch of chests. So obsidian should not be a problem. Pearls should not be a problem. And here's the route starting for Beefsalad. A little bit interesting in the drop down. I don't know if I've ever seen that exact way before, but these runners, again, second seed, neck and neck.
Yeah. I love my triple route. You know, sometimes with double triple, you might not get all the trades, and maybe there's an argument for not doing it. Triple, it's just massive. You get so many chests, you get so many pigs. I mean, just look at both runners' train. Look at all the pigs there.
There's so many pigs. I mean, Lowkey loses a little bit of time, accidentally threw the pickaxe. Maybe a 4-second time loss there. Could come back, bite him a little bit. Also, I love this. Did you see this Beefsalad check here for the fortress? Knows the direction of the fortress now. I don't know if Lowkey's pie charted yet, but I really like that spot in the stables that Beefsalad just did to Pyre there. So we know the fort direction. And, I mean, look at all this stuff already. Beefsalad, 9 obsidian. I don't even know how many chests we've checked. Not too many yet, but wow.
Yeah, I totally agree. I didn't see Beefsalad do the pie check, but I did see Lowkey do it. So
oh, perfect.
Both runners, I guess, know where the fort is now. Checking the chests here. This is just, it's such a fast and like mechanical route this is. You have so many chests to check. How quickly can you loot them? How quickly can you get back to your hole?
Yeah, I mean, there's also an argument of like how many chests do you want to check, right? Like at some point it can become just a time loss when we have 9 chests up here to check, and we're looking at a situation where we could potentially be seeing a sub 4 fort here. Beefsalad is just out, has everything that they need. Looking here at this terrain though, Parker, not open at all. Is this going to be what Beefsalad needs to see? I'm not seeing any fort here, and this could be a little bit of an ugly situation potentially.
Yeah, but there it is. You know, but like, look at that. They both started the route at like the same time, and Beefsalad is just 30 seconds ahead. Oh my gosh.
Accidentally threw it a fire res though. Gets the drink down. Also still hasn't crafted an iron axe. So this gold axe is going to break at some point. It's going to be a little bit of a time loss. Has the golden apple. Can get back on health pretty quickly. Lowkey struggling a little bit to find the fortress as well. Similar situation to Beefsalad. And speaking of similar situations, I mean, this is another situation where Beefsalad's entering the fort here, but we don't know where the spawner is. And it could be time where Lowkey could potentially catch up a bit.
Oh, 100%. And Lowkey's already pre-crafted with several things. He's got his iron axe. He's got a bed pre-crafted. I don't think Beefsalad has either of those. Maybe a more messy inventory so it can slow down. But Lowkey hits a zombie pig.
Oh my god. That could potentially not be horrible because it's so enclosed in here, but that's definitely not what Lowkey wanted to do. But again, just so quick, no hesitation, just immediately like, okay, well, I gotta kill this guy now. And we could see now almost a reverse of last seed where Beefsalad's the one at the spawner, and Lowkey has to find the spawner soon, or we're going to be in a situation where it's going to be almost impossible to catch up, and there's another zombie piglin mad at him.
Oh, and there's a wither skeleton. Run, Lowkey, run! This is not looking great. And he's finally found the spawner, but how many rods are we at? How much time has he lost here? Beefsalad has just got to be ahead.
Does Beefsalad's ahead, but again, like, wood pick, double spawner here for Beefsalad, but this wood axe is going to start to lose a little bit of time now that Lowkey's at the spawner. It's not going to be anything near the amount of time loss that Lowkey's had from punching a zombie piglin, but it just opens the door a little bit to Lowkey, and that's the last thing you want to do with someone that mechanically gifted. Also, killing another blaze to get 7 because we're leaving here a little bit. I'm actually a little bit confused. No, this actually makes sense from Beefsalad. We're building the portal out because we want to have more terrain potentially to leave, but Lowkey leaving, putting the pressure on Beefsalad here, still needs 2 more rods, but both players measuring now.
Ooh. And Beefsalad, because he built not at the spawner, has got a different location, lost an eye into this hill.
That's a
disaster. Don't know if it breaks, so maybe he's going to have to kill, he's not going to have to kill another blaze axe.
No, because he has 7, so he's good. He's good, feels good. Is going to be potentially leaving here. Hopefully it's the open terrain if you're a Beefsalad fan. It is. Lowkey having to dig through, going to the second spawner that Beefsalad found as well. And this stronghold looks pretty far, but this terrain I think will open. And Beefsalad is nearly there while Lowkey is still killing blazes.
And I think Beefsalad is up on the food situation too, unless Lowkey hasn't eaten his golden apple. So if it's far, it's not looking great. Maybe you're going to have to hunger reset. Beefsalad, though, still... I thought for a second Lowkey was making up a lot of time, but now he's running into more trouble with wither skeletons.
Yeah, and opens the lava! What is a, oh my God, that's a Looney Tunes-esque situation for Lowkey. Thankfully, covers it up quickly, leaving the spawner now, but Beefsalad is entering the stronghold. No good spike immediately. Potentially actually has something. It's Ocean
Ocean.
exposed, Parker.
Is the portal room ocean exposed, though? This looks like it. I
It
think this is
is.
the portal room.
Yes, it
And here it
is.
is.
This is a potential sub 8 for Beefsalad. Has to craft an eye. Is pre-crafted, but not that many explosives. Unless his Ninja Brain bot is covering something. I think this is a 3-bed, 2 anchor 0 for Beefsalad.
That's a little scary. I mean, he has a crossbow. I assume he's going to have arrows, so it's not as scary, especially for somebody as high caliber as Beefsalad.
Absolutely.
But stuff can always go wrong. First double
Good
bed looks
first
great.
2-bed.
Third bed to
That
keep
should
high.
be. Oh, has 4 beds. One was
Okay,
covered by
that's
the
totally
Ninja Rain
fine.
bot. We should be totally chilling. One more explosive, a little bit scary with the fire and the netherrack, but is going to be able to close this out before Lowkey even enters the end. And that's a sub 8 speed run for Beefsalad. Talk about a way to bounce back and get your mental right back into this game.
Oh, 100%. You know, you need that for the mental. We're not in a grand finals or anything. Oh, and Lowkey breaks crystal too.
Unfortunate. Yeah, that could have been a big thing.
Barely
If Beefsalad
sub
didn't hit the
8.
0.
Wow.
Hits this sub 8. Great way to get back into it. And we could see these splits a little bit all over the place. Beefsalad making up 20 seconds entering the fortress. But again, didn't have the iron axe, didn't have the bed pre-crafted. And that allowed Lowkey to make up a little bit of time potentially in building a portal, kind of getting set up and everything. But by the time they were finding the stronghold, punching the zombie piglin, there was no forcing pace that Lowkey could really do to make up from that. And we see a very clean, well-played game from Beefsalad at a very high speed match.
Congrats, Beefsalad. You know, maybe he lost a little bit of time on Stronghold Nav, but that's pretty much it. You know, Beefsalad didn't run into any of those major issues, hitting extra mobs, finds the spawner a little bit closer, just like you said.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. What a great matchup so far. 1-1, we said it was basically a must-win for Beefsalad. Clutches up, locks in, gets it done, and now we're in a situation 1-1. Parker, I didn't ask before this match. Did you have a prediction going into this? What was your thought process here between these
I
two
did
runners?
not have a prediction going into this, but if I were to teleport myself back into that time, I probably would say a low-key win, but Beefsalad wins a match. That's probably what I would have said. You know, Lowkey, he's just the most decorated player. Gotta sit with that. But Beefsalad, I mean, it's 1-1.
It's 1-1. I mean, it's great. I mean, winning Ruin Portal is really nice. If we get to seed 4, the bans open up, which now we're guaranteed a seed 4. So we could see a situation where those seed types get opened up. When we do head to this third match, whenever that may be, it will be a village seed. So that could potentially be interesting. Here we go. We'll see it on the screen now because it is the only seed type left. So it says Lowkey pick, but Lowkey doesn't really have a choice here. It's going to be village. It could be a situation where, honestly, I think village seeds are so linear, except for like finding a lava pool. Do you think this is something where maybe the incredible mechanics of one of these runners kind of spearheads them a little bit ahead here in village? Or do you think it's going to be another situation where they're both just entering at the exact same time, kind of like what we've seen so far?
Apart from something weird, like maybe an odd iron count where you make different tools or a weird lava pool, I think it'll be pretty similar.
Yeah, I agree. I'd love to see a Plains Village, no blacksmith, fisherman house rank seed. Let's get on it. Let's see if these players know their fisherman houses for the bucket. See a desert toolsmith potentially, like we saw in the trailer. Like there's a lot of like funky village things. Maybe a snowy village. None of these things are gonna happen. It's gonna be a pretty standard village seed.
A
I'm
snowy
sure.
village would go crazy.
Snowy village with the toolsmith chest where it's like an iron helmet and 4 iron. Like you never know.
Yeah.
But I do know it's not going to be any of those seeds. That would be incredibly mean. I don't even think we're that mean. Uh, Exciting to see though if it's going to be desert or plains. It looks like it's going to be a plains village, so no micro wood management or anything like that. Immediately turning around Beefsalad for the lava pool. Not seeing anything on either runner's screen, and the blacksmith's right there. This should be pretty linear, Parker, going into this.
Yeah, both runners getting beds. I think, did they both just get 1 bed? Okay, I'm tripping. I thought somebody got 2. But we got 5 irons, so we are gonna have to kill Golem here. Maybe it changed up your routing a little bit, but no, there's another blacksmith. So Beefsalad already crafting his stuff. Do you
Yeah, that's actually quite
assume
interesting.
that there's a second blacksmith? I don't think you do, right? You're only guaranteed.
No, absolutely not.
for a
Absolutely
pick.
not. Like, I think it's a situation where, like, I think, like, you always have to check in a playoff situation, but, like, maybe if it was, like, a ladder seed, like, you get your stuff from the first one. I mean, it could be, like, obsidian, but, like, we saw it, then it ended up being nothing. It's just iron pants and, like, an
Mhm.
apple. So it's, like, sometimes that can just happen, but we're gonna see both runners eventually gonna have to kill the golem. Not seeing a lot of food. I mean, very interesting. I see hay bales on Loki's screen to the left, but looked like he decided to just fully go for the
Carrots?
carrots and stuff. Yeah, and I mean, there's hay bales right there. Beef salad's going to them. So I don't know if that was a conscious decision by Loki, if maybe he didn't see the hay bales, but beef salad's grabbing them now, and I think it's definitely interesting.
Yeah, I think it probably was a conscious decision. I mean, it is slightly faster to insta-mine the farmland instead of mine the hay bales, but it could be punishing. That's the only scary thing. If you don't have a crazy amount of gold in your bastion, or you're really trying to force 20 and you can't make the golden carrots, is like the only thing I could see that not being the correct play.
Mhm. Yeah, it's gonna be definitely interesting. Like, as we're gonna see this early game, maybe Loki has to play a little bit more passive compared to Beefsalad until we get those gold carrots. And could be another situation where, like, if we see a bridge, like Loki's cooking, then now it's like, okay, we can really crank a fast end game. We have 9 golden carrots. We can just pearl everywhere, not even think about our health. But Village Seeds, you kind of get that anyway with bread. It's just a little bit slower. Really only depends on certain seed types. And this looks really awkward. A very high spawn for both runners here.
And a difference already, Loki bridging, beef salad going lower terrain. What would you do in this situation, Curry?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot. I think I
Yeah.
like usually high terrain. I mean, I'm not playing these crazy, crazy fast seeds, but like I really
Mhm.
like being able to see as much as possible, especially potential for like if you know your bastion might be a treasure, like any way you can see more fort from high ground. I believe I saw the fort on beef salad screen. I don't know if I saw it on Loki's, but this is a bridge, and we're gonna see a lot of golden carrots for Loki. This could be a decision that ends up paying off big time for Loki, and is also going to be the player to get to the chalice first after the difference in routing the terrain.
Yeah, I really really love the golden carrot play. I think you can just like crank like you said, it's not a crazy amount faster than bread, especially if you're managing your health right. But if it's really far and you got to throw a lot of pearls, golden carrots could be a huge time save.
Absolutely. And we're going to see here gold pickaxe craft as well for Loki. We saw this difference in the runners last time as well. Loki really likes crafting the gold pick, and we can see Beef Salad has 2 sticks in his inventory. Could craft a gold pick, decides not to. And it's a situation where I don't know if it's going to pay off super big for Loki here, but both runners this time doing the same uh, right side route, but B-Side almost getting knocked off multiple
Oh my
times,
gosh.
getting
Oh
shot
my
at a
gosh.
lot.
And there's a
There's a
pig.
piglin up there. It's a little bit awkward, and this is a situation where having the bread now is like okay, but it's gonna take a while to regen this up. And Loki is just immediately made up a ton of time on beef salad.
And now doing what I think is known as the beef salad hole. Where
Yes,
you
the beef
dig
salad
down
hole.
right next to your piglin hole so that you could loot the chests as you're waiting for the piglins to pathfind in. It could be a little bit safer. Beef salad just messed up a little bit on his route because of that stray pig, and it's costing him time. I think he started the route ahead of Loki, but is now behind.
Yeah, this is also a thing that is a little bit different between the two runners. Beef Salad did see the fortress, so Beef Salad does not have the pie chart. I just saw Lowkey pie chart. So that's a situation where, although both runners know the general direction of the fortress now because Lowkey pie charted, I think if you're Beef Salad, this is something that I've found, and maybe you as well. Like, I think just knowing where the fortress is, I feel like just speeds up getting there so much faster sometimes because you don't have to like look around as much. You immediately know like I'm going here, I'm pearling here, and then I'm at the fortress. So that could be a way that beef salad can make up a little bit more time after that whole situation.
100%. It's just more information. Maybe you can start to picture where your pearls are going to
And beef
go,
salad's
maybe where a
out
spawner
already?
is.
Oh no,
What?
he's just
No, no,
playing. Oh
no.
my
Just
god, I was
just
just, I was
Berlin.
like,
We're good.
hello. Sorry, I missed that we. I was like,
But it's
totally
now
looked like
out, Curry.
now
But
is
it's
out.
now out and still out
Gee, I was gonna
faster than
say, like,
Loki.
I was looking at B-Styles inventory. I was like, are we actually just out already? And yeah, we basically are just out already. Just one final check of trades, and we're here, and we're in a fort again where immediately I'm not seeing the spawner. And this has kind of been the story of the matches so far. How these players play the fortress has been a huge deciding factor in these matchups. We can see both players now getting to the spawner at the exact same time. This is the closest match we've had so far between these three at this, or between these two at this point so far in the seed. And this is going to be a situation. How fast can these runners crank out the crafting that needs to be done for the end game while managing this double blaze spawner.
Yeah, we saw Beefsalad also did 2 blaze beds. Maybe it could be considered redundant in something with a double spawner. I know some runners won't even blaze bed 1 spawner if you have a double spawner, playing for those higher rates. I think Lowkey got 1 more stray than Beefsalad, so maybe potentially up by a blaze, but it's really just going to become a mechanical game, especially when you have so many blazes. How fast can you craft? How fast can you manage your inventory? Using an iron sword from Beefsalad, maybe saving a little bit of time here.
Yeah, I mean, Parker, for people that might not understand, how much harder is it? Like, we see Lowkey doing the pre-crafting now. Beefsalad hasn't even opened a crafting table. How much harder is it managing your pre-crafts at a double spawner compared to a single spawner?
It can be a lot harder. I mean, it really just depends on the blaze rates, but like, we've even seen in some like really high level runs, players will spend an extra 20 or 30 seconds once they've got all their rods just to pre-craft, because they're so used to crafting everything at the spawner. It's in their muscle memory, but it is just raw time loss because you get rods so fast. When you see Beefsalad already has 14 eyes, I'm not sure how his pre-crafting went, but
I
it can really
think
put the
Lowkey
pressure on.
has 6. I don't think Beefsalad's pre-crafted at all. I could be mistaken, but I don't think Beefsalad's crafted. Should open inventory soon. Is going to be able to just leave. Lowkey, I think, needs 1 more rod. Beefsalad did pre-craft. And Lowkey still needs 1 more rod. Yeah, gets it. Is leaving now, but Beefsalad is basically at cords.
Yeah, just played it slightly faster. Maybe the double blaze bed did come into play, or maybe it was just raw mechanical difference in crafting all your things. Maybe he didn't craft as many things. I see Beefsalad has a bow and gold picks though, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, it has everything. I mean, this is looking really strong for Beefsalad, and Lowkey's Pearl being under the lava makes it so that this portal build is a little bit slower, and Beefsalad has a decent spike heading through mid, doesn't see it wormholing through here, doesn't like it, and it's also mine shaft, Parker. So this could be a situation where these runners really need to know their spikes, and Beefsalad finds it immediately as Lowkey is just still entering the stronghold.
And it's looking really
This
bad.
looks like the right
Lowkey
terrain.
fans
There's
now.
the 0 for Lowkey. What an aggressive Pearl, entering 5 seconds maybe behind, and this is not an easy 0. It's buried.
No, it's
Lowkey's
not.
Beefsalad's on
Beefsalad
1
1
heart.
But he did have the gold pick, so maybe is slightly faster. Really scary though. Here's where we see the golden carrots coming into play. Lowkey,
Absolutely.
2 hearts higher already. Maybe doesn't have to eat as much during mid-0. Beefsalad low, but has made it. The dragon's not flying.
Oh my god. And Lowkey doesn't get a lot of damage down on these beds.
What
Lowkey!
happened to Beefsalad?
Beefsalad has to leave! Beefsalad has to
happened?
leave! I think a bed broke. I think a bed broke and Lowkey's dragon is dead! Oh my god!
Wow.
That was incredible from these 2 runners. Near perfection in the end game until Beefsalad cannot finish off the 0. Pick, block, betray, according to the chat. Potentially placed Crying Obsidian and had the perch as well, but it doesn't matter because Lowkey got a sub 9, putting himself 1 win away. What a back and forth seed. We could see the farthest split was 13 seconds finding Stronghold. Lowkey makes up 8 seconds in the Stronghold split with an iron pick to clutch out the 0. I mean, just a masterclass from both runners until the 0. And you're absolutely right. The golden carrots for Lowkey, making it so we don't even have to think about our food. We don't have to worry about that during the 0, is just an extra thing that Beefsalad had to worry about. And it ends up being too much where Lowkey takes seed 3.
Yeah, and he could even aggressively pearl in the stronghold too. That's one thing I really like about Lowkey. He'll push super aggressively if he can, and he could there because of the golden carrots. And makes up even just like 8 seconds or something on just the stronghold nap. That was an awesome match. I want to see more matches like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, again, this is only the first match of the day. Like, we're getting right back into all the craziness that happens. I mean, I was thinking the other day, I was like, we were talking in like in HPG, we were like, wow, season 7 was so good. Like, there were so many crazy clutch moments in season 7. That just happens every time. Like, we are 3 seeds into season 8, and we're already like, oh my god, this is an unbelievable matchup between these 2 runners. Like, it's so impressive. And now you're in a situation, Beefsalad. I mean, there's no losers bracket, Parker. You're 1 win away from elimination. Beefsalad has made podium before in ranked playoffs. We talked about it before. Has has won the Simply Nether Regionals as the most recent tournament, and now your back's against the wall.
Yeah, it all won't matter if you don't win this seed. And I'm not
Unbelievable.
sure. Does it reset? How's the pick bans work now that we've gone through all the
Now
seeds? Can we
everything's
just play the
open.
banned
Everything is
ones?
open. Yes,
Anything.
but before we go into our fourth match, we are gonna actually switch over to Fulham, I believe, because Fulham might have caught
Analysis.
some things. We have some Fulham analysis, which is actually great because I'm gonna be honest with you, Parker. I have no idea how Beefsalad messed up the zero besides
I don't
reading through
either.
chat.
I was
Like
looking at
I was
Lowkey's
just,
perspective.
it was so hard to watch between the two things. So I am so excited to see what Fulham has to say about this matchup so far between Lowkey and Beefsalad.
Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Lewis Fulham mid-match analysis, brought to you by me, Lewis Fulham. Halfway through our match at the moment, we are 2-1 up for Lowkey at the moment, and there was a little bit of deviation as to what people thought happened during that zero cycle, so I wanted to run back through just that one clip. Gonna make it nice and short today, keep everyone moving. Obviously, we want to see some epic gameplay from as many people as we possibly can. So we are going to watch this zero cycle back. And when I watched, it didn't seem as though there was any mishaps by Beefsalad mechanically. I actually think it was more of a decision-making mistake. The bow used to go for a double bed here, I think was the incorrect play. I believe that the second bed broke during this zero cycle. We're going to see as the first bed explodes here, comes back, eats midway through, and already the dragon looks quite low height-wise, meaning that it may break the bed. And while using the bow here, the dragon goes even lower. Apologies for the bitrate. Gets the first bed off, but then unfortunately the dragon... I cannot tell if the dragon breaks the bed or if the second bed does not deal any knockback. It looks like it broke. And either way, it was less so a issue with the... in regards to... like a pick block. I think the commentators might have mentioned that there was a pick block mishap. That was not the case. In fact, it was, I think, bowing the dragon here caused it to get a little bit lower down. Obviously deals a little bit more damage, but can also break the bed there. And I believe that we did see a bed break during that zero cycle. Nonetheless, let's get back quickly over to Curry and Rec to send you guys back into the fourth seed of Lowkey versus Beefsalad.
Thank you so much, Fulham, for the analysis. I'm very happy that we got to see what actually happened there. And that's the situation. Parker, have you ever had a rank seed where, like, you're ahead, you're like, I played this so good. And then all of a sudden you go for the double bed and exactly what just happened to Beefsalad happens to you, where it just breaks your second bed. And you're like, oh, okay, well, that's fine, I guess. It's not the greatest
I
feeling.
would have done the same thing. Like, in my head, the dragon wasn't low enough to break it. But it's just like, at the end of the match, this is why I love that zero cycles are a thing, like something so mechanically intensive and with so much variation that you have to get perfectly to win. If you play the rest of the seed perfect and you're ahead, like, it just doesn't matter if the dragon just breaks the bed, and that's what happens here.
Listen, back in my day when when it was just the plumbers in like 2020, like, you would have such a hype match, and then the runners would get to the end, and then I'm just sitting there waiting for a perk. We had to have like so many different things. Like, there were so many different tournament things before Zero Cycle where it was like, if you stand behind Y70 or Z70, you get an insta perch. If you stand this far back, if you break this amount of crystals, you'll get an insta perch. Like, there were so many random things we had to do because it was just the end of a speed run was just, I'm gonna sit here and do nothing after a really intense match. So shout out T-Wags for coming up with Zero Cycling, because ranked, could you imagine ranked and it's Lowkey versus Dugile and we're just sitting there and it's like,
that would be just the worst. That would be the worst. Zero cycling, it's just the best strat in Minecraft speedrunning. You can't change my mind. It's the most hype thing. You're killing the dragon in the middle of the air. Like, I can't get over it.
It's so sick. It's so sick. It's also the thing where, like, people who don't see Minecraft speedrunning and like just like play normally are like, oh my god, that is so cool. Like, it's just always the thing that people think is so sick. So I love this community. I love Minecraft speedrunning. We come up with so many cool things. Let's see what seed 4 is going to be. Enough yapping between us. Looks like seed 4 is going to be Desert Temple. Now, this is a aggressive pick from Beefsalad because maybe you just tuned in and maybe you missed the start of this matchup. Lowkey's win rate on Desert Temple is like 82%. And for some reason, Lowkey banned it. I don't know why. We don't know why. Maybe there's like more variance at a top level that I don't understand. But for Beefsalad to pick it, even though Lowkey banned it, I think is interesting. I think like I again like I don't know what seed type I'd like to play Lowkey against. I don't think it'd be anything. But I find Desert Temple interesting. Parker, what do you think?
I find it interesting as well, but you know, the last 2 seeds, Beefsalad has entered the end faster. You know, if Beefsalad's dragging you didn't break the bed there, he is just raw ahead here. So maybe he's riding on the confidence of like, you know what, Lowkey? Yeah, I just lost because of my dragon breaking the bed. I'm gonna play you at your best seed. I'm gonna play you. We're at the playoffs here. I gotta play you anyways if I want to win. I'm in it to win it. Let's win this.
Aura.
You know,
That's
maybe
Aura.
that's what he's like.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, Beefsalad should feel like they can beat anybody. Like, absolutely. Like anyone in this tournament, it's one of the things that I love in esports and sports in general. Like, you need to have the confidence that you can beat anyone at a top level if you're a top player. And I like this from Beefsalad. Like, there's no reason to believe if I'm in Beefsalad's shoes that I can't win these next 2 seeds. Let's see how it goes. We're getting into this seed right now. Seed 4, Desert Temple right there. Immediate things you want to see on a Desert Temple, Parker. Where's my gravel? Do I see the enter? What are we getting in this? Like, how many explosives am I going to have for like trees, Nether, all that stuff? Let's see what these runners getting here.
Yeah, there are so many things to think about. And it's like, it's hard to, especially like if you don't have a ton of time to run to the Desert Temple, maybe you see a little bit less than your opponent. Maybe you're looking the wrong directions. I saw some water, some trees, didn't see a lava pool. Don't know where Flint is for sure. I don't think either runner got Flint at the bottom of the temple. And they're both exiting. Maybe Beefsalad, a slightly better exit. Maybe he remembered what direction he needed to go. Lowkey, now just a second or 2 behind. Beefsalad getting gravel too.
That's nice. Gravel. I really like the TNT from Beefsalad here. Making up a little bit of time. Again, just less hesitation on where to go here against Lowkey. Going to make up a little bit of time, but Lowkey with a much cleaner inventory already. Has everything organized. And that's, again, one of Lowkey's strengths is just how quick he is in the inventory. Like the fact that the difference in inventory between these 2 runners already is just absurd. And we're 30 seconds into the seed. So very impressive to see. Both runners probably going to kill animals here because we have only 1 golden apple. I mean, the pigs are right here. I think we've seen, quite honestly, the meta for food around Desert Temples kind of shift over time. Like, I think a couple seasons ago, it was like, I'm never grabbing food for a Desert Temple. And now we see, like, the food's right in the path. It's just, like, so worth it for quick end games for these runners.
I completely agree. You know, I think there's a huge argument for not getting any food, but when it's right there and it's only 3 pigs, you know, maybe it's a 5 seconds time loss, but you got 9 pork chops for the rest of the seed. And so, like, if it's super linear, maybe it's like technically incorrect, but I think we've seen both players do it here. Getting food can just be so powerful.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing I'm noticing here is this terrain looks atrocious for these runners. This is the first seed where it is not handed to you on a silver platter. The Bastion is not right there. I saw the fortress on Beefsalad screen. I'm sure Lowkey saw it as well. And both these runners are just going to be pillaring up on top of this terrain and still nothing for either. They both saw an opening. Parker, would you be digging through the wall here? Or like there was like a little bit of like, do you feel more comfortable when you have the blocks from a Desert Temple to like bridge around the lava to the open terrain? Or do you like the play digging here from both runners? And there's the Bastion.
I think I would build, but maybe what both runners were thinking is I believe about half of the warped Nilium on the ground didn't have any ferns on it. And so that means that there's a guaranteed air pocket above it. But I think that air pocket was just like so high up that like it didn't help either runner. You know, they both started digging sideways. So I don't know. It's hard to say. But
it's definitely tough
just
for sure.
Slightly better. So
yeah,
he's made up
absolutely.
A little bit of time.
And this is going to be a stables. We could potentially see a triple to gap situation, or maybe if it's open enough, like triple to mid to gap. I don't know exactly how open the middle terrain was, but it looks like Lowkey just doing a standard triple to gap here. Is it a triple? Yeah, or is it a gap? Yes, it is. It's a good gap for Lowkey. This is going to be the exact same thing from Beefsalad, but again, this is a match point for Lowkey. If Beefsalad does not win this game, it's a situation where it's going to be like Beefsalad has to win. And we're seeing a very different route here for Beefsalad going to the middle rampart. I'm not quite sure why, potentially just to check this chest. I mean, you could see from where Beefsalad was that it was a good gap.
Yeah, maybe just didn't realize it. Maybe did just want the chest. I don't think he got any crazy obsidian from it. And now having to deal with this awkward situation where he's got to open up some spaces. I like to see they're both
Yeah.
doing, I think, what's also known as the beef salad hole. You know, beef salad.
Yes.
It's cool. He's got stuff named
Yeah,
after
shout
him,
out
you know?
Beef Salad. He's got a lot of innovative stuff going on for beef here. And I'm just like, I don't know. I'm really thinking about that play. Like, you're in a situation where I don't know if you know you're behind already, but maybe it was a situation where maybe we didn't get a lot of obby from the triple, so we're playing for it. It looks like, actually, looking at Lowkey's inventory, Lowkey does have 0 obby. So I think Beef Salad made that play specifically to get the obby chest, which is incredibly impressive. And it could potentially pay off, but Lowkey, just after checking trades, is already at 16 obby.
Yes, maybe it doesn't matter. But that was a fantastic analysis.
Yeah, I mean, Lowkey's just pearl hanging here. I'm assuming this is going to be more than enough trade-wise to get the 20 obby. 23 for Lowkey, going from 0 to 23 off trades. We love ranked modified obsidian trades, but it looks like a situation where Lowkey is drastically ahead, right under the fortress, pearls up, has the gapple, has so much food. And if I'm a Beef Salad fan, I'm definitely starting to sweat a little bit.
Oh, I'm doing more than sweating. I'm starting to panic, you know?
Yeah. This is not looking amazing. Is this a double spawner as well? On the like, is there 2 spawners here on the behind? Am I crazy?
I'm not entirely sure.
Oh my god. Regardless, TNT for Lowkey. Maybe it was just weird. Yeah, I thought there was a different spawner. There's not. I mean, Lowkey though has 2 rods already. Beef Salad at the fort now, but a 2-rod lead, a TNT blaze spawner. We did see though last seed, Parker, similar situation. They were much closer, but Beef Salad did make up time in the end game to enter the end first. So if you're a Beef Salad fan, that's what you are banking on, and these 4 strays certainly help.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna need it. So maybe he's deciding to play more strays. You know, maybe he wants that variance. He's got another 1, maybe 2 strays, but going straight over it into the spawner. I think there were some skeletons in the way.
Yeah, I mean, this is a different spawner as well. Glowstone here shouldn't affect the TNT. Glowstone is a very low blast resistance, but it is a situation where this could potentially be worse terrain to Stronghold. This could be a situation where we get different Strongholds. I'm not exactly sure how close these 2 spawners are, but we're going to see Lowkey building the portal incredibly fast. Only 4 rods, though, so Beef Salad is only 2 rods behind, but still has so much to do with the spawner and has to blind.
Yeah, and maybe it favors getting to the spawner faster because the rates aren't ideal. Not sure how many blazes we've killed here, but it's definitely not 6 for 6 rates.
No, it's definitely not 6 for 6. I actually think Lowkey has killed quite a lot here. There's the 3rd for Beef Salad. There's the 4th, and they are identical now. But again, Lowkey has about 20 seconds or so, I would say, on Beef Salad at the moment. It's going to be a situation where if Lowkey gets these rods soon, if they're not multiple cycles off, this is a situation where Beef Salad is going to really have to hope that Lowkey gets unlucky or something in the stronghold.
Yeah, and now Lowkey is just out.
It is a little bit far. The terrain is pretty open, though. And it's going to be a situation, I'm not exactly... Looks like there's a lot of explosives on the side of Lowkey as well. Very clean 0 cycle potential here. I think like 8 or so if we're including anchors. So should be pretty solid there. Beef Salad still needs 1 more rod, I think. And is just waiting at the spawner. Potentially setting up a pearl hang, but this might be too little too late as Lowkey's building the portal to the stronghold now.
Assuming we don't have any craziness happen in the stronghold, you're totally right. This could be Beef Salad's tournament life over just like that.
Absolutely. There's a spike for Lowkey behind the starter staircase. Goes through the hidden room. Not incredible terrain. Really like this management, though. Potentially heard it down here. Yes,
and there it
here's
is. Wow.
There's the portal room. And this is going to be a situation. How is the 0? It's buried again. It's 057. No gold pickaxe. The Pearl Clip is good. It's a front dragon. This should be hittable for Lowkey, but it's definitely not a guaranteed situation. And we see again, Parker, the pork chops really helping in the situation.
100%. You know, Beef Salad, if he has to hit the same 0, if Lowkey fails it, he's only gotten rotten flesh. But look at this. Look at that damage.
Oh my god.
This might even be a 2+2 on a side setup. Nope, not a 2+2.
Little high, but this is going to be a situation where I think this game is about to be closed out as Beef Salad enters the stronghold. Lowkey is going to be entering the end fountain with a 3-1 victory against Beef Salad. What a first set of matches for day 1 of ranked playoffs season 8. I mean, that was a phenomenal set of games. and Lowkey will be closing this one out with a sub 9 no less
Oh
on a
my
temple.
gosh. What was our slowest seed this entire morning?
Like a 9:30 or something. Like that was
these players
ridiculous.
are just insane.
Yeah, I mean, we see here like just the difference entering the fort. I think Beefsalad made a very solid, I would even say an impressive play to get the middle chest there, to get the obby, recognizing there is no obby in the triple. But it doesn't end up punishing Lowkey at all. And that's the 26 seconds of time save there for Lowkey. And that just ends up being something to carry throughout the seed. Also makes up 20 seconds finding the stronghold. And a very solid game for Lowkey. And a very good, confident booty. I mean, you just beat Beefsalad 3-1. Like, that's an impressive game. You're moving on to weekend 2. Phenomenal performance from Lowkey. Phenomenal performance.
100%. Yeah, I think it's just like, it's so hard to tell sometimes why one player wins over another, but I'm ready. I'm ready for the next match.
Yes.
Give
Yeah,
me
I
some
mean,
more.
the
Give me
next
some more.
The next match will be Rannick versus Hacking Noises. Again, huge shout out to Beefsalad as well. Won the Simply Nether Regionals Invitational before this. Played really well. Gave Lowkey a run for his money. Definitely could have been a situation where we're going to a game 5 right now, and it could be 2-2 with that last 0 on seed 3. So really impressive performance from both runners. This is the type of gameplay that we have come to expect in the MCSR ranked playoffs, and I'm so grateful that we get to watch these players play at an incredibly high level. And don't go anywhere, because we're going to be having a video on this intermission. If you've been seeing all these runners do all this cool stuff and you're like, oh my God, how do I do this? Well, guess what? A lot of the cool intermission videos we're going to have for you are going to teach you a little bit more about how to speedrun, what to watch out for, all this really cool stuff. And the first one that we're going to be playing today is from Parker. Get this. 7-time MCSR ranked playoff competitor, Ox Idiot. She's going to show you how to build some nether portals. And when we come back, it will be me and Parker still with Rannick and Hacks for our second match of the day.